Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Donovan's Daily Dose. I'm your favorite APUS history teacher, Mr. Donovan, and today we're going to talk about America's role in World War II. Now, the big phrase that we're going to focus on for this video is called the arsenal of democracy. And what this really represents is America's military buildup, not only for themselves after they enter World War II in 1941 on the heels of the bombing of Pearl Harbor, but also the resources and technology that they supply for the Allied powers. So before we get into America's entrance into World War II, let's backtrack a little bit to 1939. World War II officially starts in Europe. Hitler has invaded Poland, causing Great Britain and France to declare war on them. And America initially wants to remain neutral in this global affair. But even though they want to remain neutral, that doesn't mean that they necessarily are going to stay completely out of it. And one of the things that they're going to do to maintain what they consider neutrality is to pass the Neutrality Act of 1939, also sometimes called the cash and carry policy. Now, the cash and carry policy says that the United States will sell arms and guns and tanks and ammunition to countries as long as they A, pay cash, and B, carry these resources back to their own country on their own ships. That way, the United States doesn't fear risking delivering resources to European countries and then being attacked. So this initially benefits the Allied powers a lot, including Great Britain and France. And then later on, Great Britain, who is the predominant one buying these goods from the United States, they're running low on cash. They're trying to fight the Nazis pretty much on their own after France falls to Nazi control. So the United States government passes a new law in 1941 called the Lend-Lease Act. Now, the Lend-Lease Act allows Great Britain to borrow war goods, again, guns, tanks, ammunition, you name it. So even though the United States is technically still neutral when the Lend-Lease Act is passed, we can see that they predominantly favor the Allied powers like Great Britain. Now, the United States will, again, officially enter after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and they will continue to ramp up military production. Over the course of World War II, Lend-Lease, cash and carry, and America's entrance will result in multiple different impacts. First, the United States is going to send hundreds of millions of dollars of goods to those Allied powers fighting against Nazi aggression in Europe. Second, we are going to see the end of the Great Depression in the United States. And if you take a look at this chart here, you'll see the rapid decline in American unemployment because all hands are needed on deck for this war effort. And this results in kind of some social changes as well. One of the big examples is women emerging into the industrialized workforce on a very consistent basis. Prior to World War II, women made up about 27% of the industrial workforce. After America's entrance into World War II, and thanks to propaganda like Rosie the Riveter, pictured here, women are going to make up roughly 35 to 40% of the workforce during World War II. And this results in massive positive social change. Women are going to start to be seen as fiercely independent. They're going to take on jobs building bombers and tanks and airplanes and all the jobs that were typically reserved for men prior to this time. So that's it, folks, for America when it comes to World War II in the arsenal of democracy. This commitment to military buildup to make sure that democratic political values will be continuing throughout the world is really a product of this idea in America's military buildup during this time. Make sure you like and subscribe, and have an awesome rest of your day.